Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's class. Today, we're going to be focusing on spinal articulation again, so that kind of fluid, flowy motion of the spine. It's so nice to do that. And you're going to need a couple of props. So, grab yourself one of these. If you don't have one of these at home, these small Pilates balls, then grab a pillow. So, a pillow from your bed or from the couch. The firmer, the better. We might also use a block, so keep one nearby. And that's pretty much that for now. So let's get straight into it. I'll see you on the mat in a second. No distractions. Here we go. Ball. And then we're going to meet each other in standing. Depending on how you've set up your computer, just make sure that you're kind of facing me head on. Okay, so I'm going to stand lengthways on my mat, and I want to be able to look at you directly. Okay, so as I stand up, just as you stand up rather, take a look at your feet. Try and get your feet into parallel hip width distance. I kind of bang on about this every week, but it is kind of important. So, to get pure hip width distance with the feet, we're going to take one heel, the heel of one foot, turn it in so that it touches the arch of the other foot. That's the distance that you want to have your feet, no wider, okay? And then you can swing it back the way, and you're good to go. All right. When you're happy with your feet, guys, we're just going to relax the palms alongside our body. Turn the palms to face forward. Close your eyes and just take a moment to arrive. And as you close your eyes here in standing, can you start to notice where your weight distribution might be in your feet? Okay? So that's going to be unique to every single one of us. But let's try and find a little bit more equality through the feet. So from the heel side to the toe side, you want to be able to feel equality. There's not too much in the heels, not too much in the toes. Okay? Alright, now from here we're going to take a really big inhale. We're going to circle the arms up overhead, reaching them up, interlacing the thumbs. Take a big stretch up. And then as you exhale, circle your arms super wide. We're going to nod our chin down towards our chest. Relax into the shoulders, and we're going to start to slowly roll forward. You're going to bend your knees at the point where you need to bend them. If you don't need to bend your knees, then don't bend them. Okay? Coming into this forward fold, hanging forward like a marionette with its strings cut. Inhale here at the bottom, relaxing the neck. So if you feel like you need to poke your chin forward to look at the screen, try not to look at the screen now and just relax your head down. Inhale into the back of your body. Through the feet, press down into the floor and slowly roll yourself all the way back up. We're going to go again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the thumbs, stretch up. Okay, you guys are going to stay as you are. I'm going to turn so you see my profile. Don't turn this into a back bend. So try and keep your ribs closed. Circle through the arms. Nod the chin down towards your chest. And think about the domino effect. One vertebra at a time, we roll down. Feeding the vertebra down, 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 down. Inhaling at the bottom. As you exhale, you want to restack your vertebra one on top of the other, trying to get a little bit of length between them as you do this. Rolling up. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up. This is an opportunity to get even taller. Think about the space between each vertebra increasing. Exhale, cactus or circle through the arms. Nod the chin down towards your chest. Slowly start to roll it down. Really feel segment by segment, vertebra by vertebra as you roll down. Good. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhaling to press down through the tripod in your feet to roll back up one vertebra at a time. Last time, here we go. Inhale, reach it up. Interlace the thumbs, stretch. Try not to turn it into a back bend. Keep the ribs closed. Inhale. Get a little taller, stretch up even higher. And exhale, open the arms. Nod the chin down towards the chest. Relax into the shoulders now. And slowly roll it forward. trying to really just relax into these movements here initially. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, slowly roll yourself all the way up. And last time, inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the thumbs and stretch. Good. Now we're going to keep those arms reaching up. I'm going to turn to face you again. Whoop. All right, from here, we're going to try and lift up onto our tippy toes. So coming up. Yeah, so lift up onto those tippy toes, find your balance. Lower your heels down, open the arms wide, nod the chin down to the chest, and roll it down. So we just added that teeny little bit on, okay? That little heel lift. Roll yourself up, and as you roll up, you're going to start to circle the arms wide, try and lift the heels. So turning this into a smooth movement, and stretch even more towards the sky. My arms should be out of the screen now. Let the heels come down, open the arms, now the chin down to the chest, roll it down. Okay, we're going to take it one more time up to the top there with the heels lifted, and you're going to try and hold it. Okay, a little bit of a balance challenge for you. Interlace the thumbs, reach up, lift the heels, hold. So whenever we lift up the heels of our feet into a calf raise, I want you to make sure that your big toes are on the mat, okay? Watch that your ankles aren't splaying outwards, so keep the big toes pressing down. Good. Take the arms down, reach them forward. Hopefully that you were able to keep that more stable than me. Reaching those arms forward. Try stay lifted, and you're going to open your right arm out to the right hand side. Bring it back to center. Try lift a little higher onto those tiptoes. Left arm out to the left. Good. Bring it back to center. One more each time. Right arm out to the right. Bring it back to center. Left arm out to the left. Good. And bring it down. Let the heels come down and just shake out your feet. Great job. Awesome. So we're going to use a couple of those movements in a little bit of a flow now. So I'm going to ask you to step to the back of your mat so you've got loads of space in front of you to walk out into a plank. Okay? Alright, so feet parallel, hip width distance. We're going to articulate the spine down into a plank after we reach the arms up. So let's go ahead and reach the arms up, interlace the thumbs and stretch. Feel the contact points of your feet in the floor, all 10 toes on the ground. Circle through the arms or cactus through them depending on the space you have available. Nod the chin down to the chest. Take the roll down nice and slow, guys, because that's really what I want you to focus on today, is this articulation movement of the spine. So we're going to roll it down, roll it down, roll it down. When your fingertips touch the mat, you might need to bend your knees so that you can look forward. Walk yourself out into plank. Good. Okay, so once you're in your first plank, very nice. Let's just take a couple of breaths here, all right, just to allow the body to adjust. Focus here on your breath. I'm going to try and count for 10. Slow count. 9, 8, 7. Just watch that you're not letting your head hang here. Shine your sternum towards the horizon of your mat, okay? So your heart is shining forward. You're proud. For 3, for 2, we're going to walk our hands back and roll back up into standing, okay? So pelvic stability. Don't let your bum roll all over the place as you walk your hands back. Your heels will find the mat, and then you roll up one vertebra at a time. As you come into standing, can you reach your arms up? Interlace your thumbs and lift those heels up of the floor, coming into your calf raise. Hold, find your center, find your balance. Slowly lower your heels down, cactus through the arms. Nod your chin down towards your chest. Take the roll down slow. I want you to feel a stretch in your spine. Really slow articulation down. When your fingertips touch the mat, bend your knees, look forward, walk your hands out into plank. As you walk out, don't let your bum massively roll from side to side, so keep the pelvis steady. Good. 10 count for plank here, okay? As you hold your second plank, Let's see if we can get a little bit more contact with our pinky toes on the mat. So see if you can look back at your toes, make sure that they're all in contact, including the pinky. Press back through the heels and then look, at least shine your sternum forward. 3, 2, we're going to walk the hands back again. Don't let your bum and your pelvis lose control here. Slowly walking back as if you had a glass of champagne balanced on your tail. Roll it up. Reach the arms up. Interlace the thumbs. Stretch. Lift up those heels. Alright, try and keep the heels lifted. You're going to take the arms forward, just like we did earlier. Open your left arm out to the left. Just the arm, not the pelvis. So don't let the whole pelvis twist. And then bring it back. And then if you've got the space, right arm out to the right. I'm going to bend my elbow, otherwise I'll hit the wall. And then bring it back. Let the arms come down, let the heels come down. Nod the chin down towards your chest. Slowly roll it forward. Good. Articulating down. When your fingertips touch, look forward, bend your knees. Super controlled walk out into plank. Here we are, third time. Well done. Okay, again, just taking a couple moments to breathe here. Think about your pinky toes being on the mat. Shine your sternum forward, holding for 5. 4, we're going to walk up one more time after this, just so you know. 3, 2, 1. Glass of champagne on your butt as you move back. So don't let your bum swivel from side to side, okay? Heels come down. Roll it up. Okay, here's that balancy bit now. As we lift the heels, reach the arms up. Interlock the thumbs. Lift the heels. It's like maximum focus. Okay. Keep those heels lifted. Float your arms forward. Keep your pelvis pointing forward as you open your left arm out to the left. Good. So you'll notice that your rib cage is twisting a little. Yeah. And right arm out to the right once you've done that left side. Beautiful. Bring it back. Lower the heels down. We're going to spend a little bit more time now in plank, okay? Plank to down dog, plank to down dog. So we're going to roll it down. Walk it out. Remember, pelvic stability as you walk out, okay? Good. Take a couple seconds in your plank, not too long. Now, ideally, in a plank and in a down dog, your hands and your feet should be the same distance. So see if you can pull your bum up and back into down dog without adjusting where your hands and your feet are too much. Don't worry. I know, like I do it all the time and I adjust, but apparently that's how it's supposed to be. Alright, so down and facing dog. Take a few moments here. Now you've been articulating your spine, rolling up, rolling down, rolling up, rolling down. I want you to see if you can create that wave-like motion through your spine and ripple yourself forward into plank again, starting at your feet. So think about pushing your feet or lifting your heels up. Feel that ripple across the pelvis, across the mid-back, across the upper back until you're in plank again. Nice. And then reverse that ripple, starting with a little bend in the knees, pulling the pelvis up and back. Good. And keep on flowing through these. Push through the feet, ripple like a wave into plank. Imagine that energy coming out through the tip of your nose. And then ripple yourself back. 3 more times. Ripple it forward from the feet through the tip of your nose. And then from the tip of your nose back to the heels of your feet. Last 2. Press it forward through the feet, through the tip of your nose. From the tip of your nose through to your feet. Last time. Push it forward. Ripple. Good. As you ripple back, can you really think about the ripple happening at the spine? Good. Let's lower our knees down now. Come onto all fours. Good job. So all fours, we're going to go for standard hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip kind of scenario. And we're going to feel that ripple with a good old cat-cow. I really want you to go for it now. But I don't want you to just let go of your lower back and kind of hinge into the lower back like crazy. Think about that wave-like motion from the tailbone through to the crown of your head or through your nose. Okay? So we're going to round into the lower back, round into the mid-back, round into the upper back. Let the head relax. Okay, so you can initiate at the tailbone or you can initiate through your head, wherever you want to start with. I'm going to go with tailbone. Start to unravel. Feel that wave travel across your spine as you change position from an arched to a tucked phase. Inhale. As you exhale, you move, rounding into the spine. Inhale to pause. Exhale to move, allowing the ripple to create an arch in the spine. Good. And feel free, guys, to play with this, honestly. So if you feel like, oh, I just want to turn this into something slightly different, that's totally fine. And let's go for 2 more. And round. And arch. And last time, and round. Beautiful, and arch. So good. Coming into neutral, we're going to bring the weight off of our wrists for a second. So come off of the wrists into high kneeling. So this kind of normal kneeling position. I'm going to move ever so slightly forward. Little squeeze through the glutes to open up through the front of your hips. Reach your arms up. Both arms up towards the sky. Right, now I want you to avoid kind of crunching down on your lower back here, but you're going to reach your left arm back and see how far you can get that left hand. Maybe you can find left calf. So left hand, left calf. Same. Okay? Bring yourself back. Right hand, right calf. So you reach, you circle the arm back. Reach for the calf. If you don't touch it, that's totally fine. I don't want you to force yourself there. And bring it up. Keep on alternating side to side. Reaching back. And coming up. So if you're a lower back pain sufferer, a lot of the time lower back pain is aggravated either by one of 2 things. So either rounding into the back or arching into the back. So if this provokes your lower back pain, don't go into the pain, okay? To pain, not through pain. Let's go for 2 more. You don't have to touch that calf. And last time. Good. And let's take the hands back down to the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Well done. Kind of similar to this, similar to what we just did. We're going to take our left arm open up towards the left. We do this a lot in class. I just got a nice big click. That was so good. All right. From here, take that left hand straight down, swap over to the right. Right arm opens up. One side always feels stickier than the other. And take it down. Keep on alternating at your own pace, but I'd love for you to try and have at least an inhale and an exhale throughout the movement. So it's an inhale maybe to lift and an exhale to lower. Okay? As you go about these rotations, can you make sure that you can still feel the pinky toes on the mat? Okay? So you haven't just rolled onto the big toe edges of your feet. Good. Look at that top hand as it lifts. Okay? So you're reaching up and rotating through the whole spine. Your head is included in that. Last 2. Very nice. And last 1. Good. And take it down. Let's bring it back up into high kneeling, or into this full kneeling position. Again, maybe a little bit of a tuck of the tail. Yeah. All right. Reach the arms forward and up. And again, we're going to take the left arm, reach it back. See if you can take it a little bit further back this time and reach for your toes. Okay, and come forward. So you'll notice there's a slight hinging action happening. Good, and bring it back. Right arm's going to move back. So instead of just reaching for the calf, I'm going to use a little bit of my power in my quads to lean a little bit further back, and I'm going to bring myself forward again. Okay? Keep playing with this. Good. Yes, exactly. So what is going to potentially happen here, if you're one of those people that tends to arch into the lower back and flare the ribs, close it down, people. So keep that tuck as you move back. That's it. Can we go for 6? You should feel a couple of things, especially the quads. Lengthening as you extend back, contracting as you come forward. Last 4. Nice. It looks really cool as well. And 3. Good. And 2. Awesome. Last one. Bring it forward. Good. Well done. That looked awesome. Shake it out. So we're going to just use this position while we're here before we lie on our back to stretch out our quads a little bit. So we're going to take our left foot out in front. Right foot's going to stay back behind. All right. So you know to keep your lower back nice and long. No arching, please. And then we're going to take our arms forward and come down into just this good old-fashioned hip flexor stretch position. Okay. Then you're going to reach your arms up. As you do this, I want you to not crunch down on the lower back, okay? So imagine someone took you from the arms and lifted you up. So you get more space in your spine, okay? Yes. Keep the space in your spine. Think more length, more decompression. And take your left arm down towards the floor. Good. I don't care if you actually touch that floor or not, all right? Now imagine someone took your right arm and lifted you up towards the sky. As you lift your right arm up, can you press that right knee into the floor a little more? Good. Do you want to feel the stretch over the right hip flexor? And then take the left arm up. Keep your lower body steady as you lower the right arm down. Now it should be easier for you to skim the floorboards with those fingertips now. Don't change your pelvis just to touch the floor. Reach that left arm up. Imagine somebody literally lifted your rib cage off of your internal organs on that left hand side. Good. Opening up the ribs. Very important, especially if we're sitting a lot. Okay, let's take both arms up. Keep reaching them up towards the sky. See if you can get a little deeper into your hip flexor stretch now. Yes. Good. Take your right hand down towards the floor. Let your left hand rest on your left knee. Yes. All right, now, some of you might get a hamstring cramp with this. It's super normal. If that happens, don't worry about it, but you might just not be able to hold the position. If you can, see if you can bend into your back knee and bring that back heel as close to your bum as possible. And you're going to feel a mega stretch in your right quad. Okay, so this is active mobility. Try and reach that heel towards your bum. And if you pull your bum back like this, you're cheating. Okay, so keep the pelvis forward. Nice. If it's possible for you today, reach your left hand back and see if you can grab something. So it'll either be the toe or your sock or even your tights. Something. If you don't get anything today, you can keep just pulling the heel towards your bum. It's going to actually give you more gains than holding onto the foot wall. Okay? Holding for 5, 4. Turn back towards the foot. Look back at it so your rotation is going to help you. 3, 2. Yes, exactly. Last 1. Last breath. And then you're going to take that left hand back down. Pull your bum back, and we're just going to swap which foot is in front, okay? So we're going to bring right foot out in front. Fantastico. Awesome. All right, so again here, just make sure that you're not letting the lower back collapse, okay? It looks really pretty, but it's really not nice for your body. Reach the arms up. Press the pelvis forward. You're not going to our max depth straight away, but just until you feel a good stretch at the front of that left hip. Okay, reach up. So someone's just picked your rib cage up off of your pelvis. Reach up without letting the lower back arch. Reach the left arm up even more as you take your right arm down. If you go for the floor, your pelvis is going to go all funky, so don't worry about touching the floor. Good, you could engage, you could squeeze your abdominals on the right to lengthen the abdominals on the left. Good, and then just swap it around. So you're going to close down the left side of the ribs, open up the right. Nice. So see if you can get that teensy-weensy little bit more reach to the top arm. You're reaching. Going for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach both arms up. And then see if you can get your pelvis a little bit deeper. Nice. Good job. Left hand's going to come down to the ground. I'm going to turn away from you with this one. And you can rest your right hand on your right knee for now. Initially, and I hope that back knee is okay. My knees are like leather, so I don't feel this anymore. But you want to try and bend into that back knee as if you're trying to reach your heel to your bum. Yes. Beautiful. So you're so welcome to stay here, and honestly, if you do stay here, you'll probably get more long-lasting results than if you actually reach for the foot. Reaching for the foot is fun though, so if you want to go for it, you can reach that right hand back, try and grab onto the left foot. So the more you look back towards the foot, the more you're going to rotate through your rib cage, the easier it's going to be to reach the foot. If I keep my shoulders square with the mat, I've got a longer distance that my quad has to stretch. Okay, holding for 3, 2, 1. Let go of that left foot. Place your right hand down. Amazing. Pull your bum back. And guys, we're going to grab a hold of our pillow or your Pilates ball, whatever you've got, and we're going to actually use it underneath our pelvis at the back. Okay, so if you do have a pillow, it's nice if you can double it up so it gives you a little bit more of a lift. And we're going to end up with a situation like that. Okay, so if you've got a Pilates ball at home, just don't make the mistake of putting it literally into the lower back. It's not on the lower back, it's on my sacrum. My sacrum is more bum than lower back, okay? So that fleshy bit of your bum just, not actually fleshy, it's more bony. All right, so hopefully we've got it. Okay, hands on the floor, head on the floor, feet on the floor, and just notice that this lift is putting you into a natural posterior pelvic tilt, which means lower back is naturally going to round. Okay, so from here we're going to take one leg up into tabletop, other leg up into tabletop, and you should notice that it's a little easier having the pillow there than just being flat on the floor. Okay, let's take 2 full rounds of inhales and exhales here, targeting your inhalation down into your tummy. Inhale again for me. And on your exhale, you're going to slowly, very gingerly lower the left foot down towards the mat as if you were about to dip your toes into ice cold water. Feathers touch to the floor with the foot and then bring it straight back up the way. And then swap with the right. And up. Awesome. So you should be pretty familiar with this exercise, single leg swaps. This is the exercise that brought me to Pilates actually, and a subsequent career change. Alright, so keep on going guys, and I want you to start to play around with your contact on the floor. So if you want a little bit more, then you can take your hands away from the ground and reach them up towards the sky, and you'll notice one of 2 things. A, your balance might be a little bit precarious, especially if you're on a ball. You'll feel as if you may kind of roll off to one side or the other. And 2, your tummy muscles should be working a little harder. Okay, 4 to go. Try and relax the back of your arms into the ground so we're not tensing up the front of our chest or neck. Last 2. And last time. Very nice. Now let's try and straighten both of our legs up towards the sky. Yes, this should be kind of easy, especially if you've got tight hammies. This is great to have the support. Alright, so pick a pointed or a flexed foot, one of the two. I'm going to go with flexed, okay? From here, single legs, we're going to take one leg down towards the ground. See how low you can get the heel or the foot just before it touches the floor. So feel the opening of the front of the hip and then bring it back up. And then slowly lower the other leg down. Good, and up. So I don't want you to actually rest your foot on the floor. It's more of like a teasing of the floor with the foot. Yeah. Keeping the rest of your body super stable. We're going to go for 5. And 4. That looks good, guys. Well done. And 3. Almost there. Last 2. Very nice. And last one. Perfect. Reach both legs up towards the sky. Nice. So from here, you're going to bend both knees simultaneously. Inhale. As you exhale, try and send both legs forward simultaneously and then bring them all the way back up. This is called dolphins. You want to kind of imagine your feet are like 2 little dolphins going through a hoop. Reach them forward and then circle them all the way back up. Now you might notice this is a little bit more challenging. So if you feel that you need to place the hands alongside you on the floor again, that's cool, okay? Otherwise, 5. Awesome. Notice the pelvis is kind of tipping ever so slightly forwards and backwards as you move. That's okay. 3, as long as it's under your control. And 2. And last time. Let's reach both legs up towards the sky and hold. Okay, now you're going to take your hands down to whatever you've got underneath your bum. So if it's your ball or if it's your pillow, you're going to hold on to it now, okay? Because you want to kind of keep it anchored in place. Keeping the hands anchored onto whatever you've got underneath your bum, you're going to inhale. As you exhale, try and lower 2 straight legs down towards the ground. Keep your chin tucked and the back of your neck long, ribs stay down, and then bring both legs back up. Bring them in as close to your body as you can. Let the pelvis tuck a little bit. And then slowly take the legs forward again. And up. Nice. So, yes, of course, we want to work our abdominals here. But we can do so much more than just work our abs. You can think about as you bring those legs super close to your body, can you really try and get an active hamstring stretch going? So can you stretch the back of your legs as you do this abdominal work, as you bring the legs in close? Now, if this is feeling really good, as you bring the legs in close, what you could then do is actually pick your bum up off of your pillow or off of your ball. Take a moment here in this little mini roll back or roll over, and then articulate your spine back down. So 1 vertebra at a time until your bum touches the pillow again, and then lower it back down. Okay? As you do this stuff, guys, you're going to keep your gaze straight up at the ceiling. So once you've got the movement, definitely don't look to the side. Okay, so we just want to keep the neck nice and safe here. You're looking straight up at the sky. You can just listen to my voice. Maybe 5 more of these. And definitely don't do 10 million of them, because otherwise you'd be using too much momentum. The power and the strength really comes from the slow, controlled lowering along that central line of your spine. Last 3. should really start to get your tummy nice and fired up. And slowly down. If you need a break, you just take it, okay? 2. Or you can always just stick with the lifting and the lowering without the bum coming off of the pillow. All right, last time. And then slowly take your bum back to the ball. Put your feet onto the ground and let's get rid of the ball from underneath our bum. Or your pillow, whatever you've got. Hopefully, when you get rid of that pillow, whatever you've got there, and your tailbone touches terra firma, it should feel quite nice. You should be like, oh, that feels good to be back on the floor again. And you should have a super solid awareness of your tailbone, I hope. So put your pillow or your ball down wherever you've got a spot. Okay, hopefully that doesn't roll all over the place. And let's straighten out the legs onto the floor. So straightening out the legs on the floor, on the mat. Reach your arms long back behind you, interlace your thumbs. So just like you were in standing at the beginning of class when we were reaching up towards the sky, try and mimic that right now. Alright, so from this position we're going to try and do exactly what we did in standing. We're going to try and roll ourselves forward. So you're going to inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to nod your chin towards your chest, reach your fingertips towards your feet and come forward into this roll, forward roll. Good. Yeah, so a lot of the time this is really, really, really tough for a lot of people. Okay, so if that's you, you can bend into your knees. And then when you reach forward, you actually grab a hold of the back of your legs and you use that for a little bit of traction. Yeah. Or what you can do is you can take your pillow, put it behind your mid-back, and that's going to prop you forward. Okay? That's quite a nice thing to do. But if you've got it, if you're like happy out, as I can see some of you are, then you continue. Yes, exactly. And reach. You come up into seated if you can through each one, because this is an opportunity to lengthen and decompress. And as you come down, start at the tail. Tuck that ripple effect down, or that ripple effect up the spine as you come into fully lying down. Inhale to reach overhead, get really long. Exhale, use your exhale to roll yourself forward against gravity. Yes, awesome. Reach for the feet and then sit up super tall. Yeah, and then roll it back down. Cool. Honestly, those minor details are not crucial. You can turn this into whatever you like, you know. But the main thing here is really articulation of the spine. One vertebra at a time, moving up, moving down, creating as much length and movement as possible. 2 more times. And good. And up. Last time, guys, we're gonna meet in seated. So just so you know, I saw a quote once that said that Joseph Pilates, in his opinion, said that one of these things was the equivalent of like 2 normal crunches. So it should be harder than a normal crunch. So we're going to end in seated, and we're going to add a little tiny layer of complexity on. Okay, so instead of just moving straight forwards and backwards, we're going to rotate over to one side. Okay, so as you rotate, just watch your feet. Don't do that, okay? So you're going to keep your feet and legs parallel. You're going to rotate, let's say, for instance, to the right-hand side. And then you're going to try and roll down on your right. Good. And then roll up the way you came. Yes. And then to the left. Okay, if you don't have the space, you might just bend into the elbows and roll down. And roll up. Now, there's always a way to make things more difficult. If you want more challenge, take your hands to the front of your forehead or across the chest. Say again. right, just mute again, otherwise you're going to be in everybody in the recording. Okay, so coming back here, you can always make it harder, guys, by placing the hands across the chest and then rolling down and rolling back up. If that's still too easy for you, place your hands at the forehead and then rotate. So remember, we're rotating one side, coming back up the same way, and then the other side. Try for maybe 4 more. This is the oblique fire upper, but we're still looking for that segmental movement, one vertebra at a time. And a lot of the time, the inability of some people to go through this movement is spinal mobility, or maybe your trunk is a little bit longer than most people. So I've seen that a couple times. People who have really long torsos struggle with this. Last time. Good. Once you're up, you're up. Well done. Great job. Okay, so let's grab a hold of the ball one more time, and you're going to come onto hands and knees again. Okay, so kind of coming back more into pelvic stability territory here, but place the ball or your pillow between your ankles on the inside. So we're going to use it as something to hold on to. So we're going to kind of grip the thing. If it keeps on falling away from you, if you can't seem to grip it, just get rid of it, okay? Otherwise, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Awesome. Okay, so just make sure of that, though, that the hands are indeed underneath the shoulders, knees are indeed underneath the hips. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into that rotational movement again. I'm going to open my left arm out to the left-hand side. Good. Now, with that ball or with that pillow between the insides of your ankles, can you make sure that you've got pinky toe contact with the floor? Good. Yes. And then take that hand down. Opposite arm up. We're only going to do this once on each side. And then take it down. Now, instead of rotating to the side, can you reach your left arm forward? So the arm is in line with your ear. And then take it down. And then opposite arm, forward. Let's go one more time each side. Now notice those super subtle little weight distribution changes. You might feel it in your feet or in your knees. As you swap from one hand to the next, can you feel that weight distribution change? Okay, hopefully it's minimal. Take both hands back to the floor. Tuck the toes of your feet under and see if you can lift your knees up and hover them just off of the ground. Okay, so I'm wearing a dark color now, but you can see my knees are just above the floor. Good. Lower the knees back down. Keep the toes tucked under. Open the left arm out to the left. Good. Take the left hand down. So you're going to kind of flow through this. Right arm out to the right. Take it down. Left arm's going to go forward. Right arm's going to come forward next. Place the left hand down. Right arm reaches forward. Both hands come down, keeping the toes tucked under. Lift those knees up off of the ground. Good. Take the knees down. We're going to go through that one more time. Open the left arm out to the left. Slowly come down. So the ball is kind of helping us keep that pelvis steady, keep the legs from doing funky stuff. Right hand comes down. Left arm's going to reach forward. Good. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches forward. Slowly come down. Lift the knees up. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the knees down. Good job. Let's get rid of the ball now. And we're going to try and add a little bit more complexity there. So kind of, I know we can't imagine that the ball or the pillow was there. but really, really try and keep the pelvis steady, okay? So I'm going to roll it away. It's probably going to roll straight back in, but anyway. All right, so coming back onto all fours. Hopefully your wrists are okay. From here, we're going to see if we can lift those knees up off of the mat a couple centimeters. Good. Keep the pelvis steady. So imagine the ball was between your knees now, and see if you can reach left arm up towards the left. Yes. Take it down. Right arm to the right. So avoid letting that right knee lift higher than the left. And down. Left arm to the left. Yes, guys. Slowly down. Right arm to the right. Slowly down. Lower the knees, take a brief shell, untuck those toes. Sit your bum back, reach it forward. Good, so the good news is that the next thing is not as intense as that, but it's still kind of intense. You're doing great. 2 more breaths here. And then bring it up onto all fours one last time. Okay? All right. This can be such an uncomfortable position for so many people, but the more you do it, the more resilient you'll get. All right, so from here, guys, I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to reach it, my right leg, and I'm going to reach it back. Right leg, reach it back. Toes stay tucked under. All right. Now, I want you to watch for this, okay? Don't let it happen. Left arm, so the opposite arm is going to open up. Yes, good. Okay, now trust yourself here. Think about your bum having a glass of champagne balanced on it. Don't let it spill. So see if you can lift that right hip to the sky a little more. And then see if you can lift your right foot off of the floor. Very nice. Okay, so feel that rotation. Then you're going to bring the right knee down, bring the left hand down. Good, and then see if you can come straight back to where you just were. Open and lift. Yes. And take it back down. Let's try for 6 in total of these. I would encourage you to think about the lower back staying really long. You could think about belly towards the spine. Here we go, number 5. But a more functional cue is just literally to think about that lower back staying really long. 4 to go. Good. And down. Last 3. You might start to feel a really deep contraction in the left side of your back. Those are your obliques. They wrap around the back of us as well. Last 2. So this is core. And back. Last time, your shoulders should be on fire as well. Beautiful. And take it down. Let's try and go straight over to the other side. Left leg reaches back. Right arm opens up. Take a few moments just to make sure that you're not going to let that left hip dip on you, okay? So keep it lifted. All right. When you're ready, lift the left foot off the floor if you haven't already. Take a few seconds. And then see if you can come straight back onto 4-point kneeling. Okay, like nothing ever happened. Open up. And back. So as you come into your rotation, you could imagine yourself like you've just been to the beach and your towel is all wet, full of seawater, and you're wringing out your towel. Same movement here through the torso in relation to the pelvis. Let's go for 3 if you can. So pure rotation. Keep reaching along through that left leg, lengthening the toes to the wall behind you. 2. This should be kind of really exhausting in a strange way. Last time. Open up. And then slowly take it all the way back in. Good job. Really nice. Come off of the wrists for a second. Let's just circle them out. Great work, everyone. Okay, we're almost there. Really, really close now. So we're going to come down onto our tummy. So when we're on our tummy, it's always difficult to like look at the screen. So just try and listen as much as you can and avoid straining your neck. Okay. Okay. So your feet, don't take them too wide. Okay, unless your lower back starts to get a little bit tender. The wider your feet go here, the easier this stuff is. So the narrower you are, the harder it is. Okay? Alright, so your forehead is just on your hands. The back of your neck is long, and just feel your elbow contact into the floor. Alright? Elbow contact into the floor. Lengthen through the lower back. And as you lengthen your lower back, you might feel your pubic bone press a little firmer down into the floor. That's good. From here, without actually physically looking forward, just keep looking down at the mat, at the floor. But just lift your forehead off of your hands a couple of centimeters. Draw your elbows down into the floor and imagine your elbows were pulling back towards your feet. Yeah, so use the floor, use your contact with the floor to press your elbows down into it. Draw back through the elbows and lengthen through the crown of the head. So imagine there was like a magnetizing force pulling the crown of your head forward. Very nice. And then lower your forehead back to your hands. Good. Now, place your forehead on the floor. Reach your arms long back behind you. Again, make sure your pubic bone is in contact with the mat. You're going to externally rotate through the shoulder. So that means my collarbones are going to be broad and open. Okay? I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together and down. And then I'm going to lift my sternum up off of the mat. And imagine a laser beam of light coming out of the front of my chest. Good. Remember that idea of ripple, that articulation of the spine? See if you can lower yourself down one rib at a time. So from the bottom ribs all the way up to the chest until your forehead touches the mat and your hands can come down. Again, try and articulate your way up. So one vertebra at a time. Lifting up. Lifting the sternum. And then slowly lowering down from the bottom ribs to the top ribs to the head. And lifting up. Try and get a little higher each time. And lower it down. Let's try for 6 more of these. So when you come into thoracic extension, which is what this is, you shouldn't be getting an arch into the lower back. If your lower back is doing the lifting for you, then just scale your effort back a little bit so you can really target it to the upper portion of your spine. Okay? If your lower back is doing everything for you, maybe that's a cue for you to try and use other parts of your spine. Okay? Access the upper portion of your spine here. Last 3. And lift. So you shouldn't lift so high that that bottom rib lifts off the mat. Yeah? 2. On this last one, see if you can stay up at the top. Good. Stay up at the top. Now imagine somebody just called your name over your left shoulder and you wanted to look back behind you to your left, lift up a little bit higher, reach towards your left foot, and then bring yourself back through center. Someone's called your name over your right shoulder, lift a little bit higher towards the right, reach towards that right foot. Keep swapping from left to right. Feet stay on the floor. A lot of the time people want to lift their feet up off the mat. Try not to let that happen. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then take your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up onto all fours. rounding into the spine into a cat stretch position. So take your cat pretty slow because you might feel like, whoa, that's quite an intense stretch across the spine. Keeping your spine in this rounded shape, so in your cat stretch. Round even more so you can get a little bit more rounding. And then you're going to pull your bum back towards your heels. You're keeping a rounding shape into the spine. Pull your bum back towards the heels and then rock yourself forward again. And you want to keep rocking yourself back and forth through the rounded spine. Back and forth. Just got like a massive click. And forward. Last two. And forward. Last time. Very nice. And then come into a proper full-on shell stretch, letting your forehead touch the mat. And then let both of your hands reach over towards the left-hand side. So just opening up the right side of the ribs one last time. Relax your cheeks and your jaw. Breathing into the space between each ribs, those intercostals. Last 2 breaths here on this side. So when we sit for long periods of time, those intercostals can get pretty sticky. I wrote an exam this morning and I've been sitting so much and this just feels so good. Let's take those hands over to the other side. So both arms over to your right. Just feeling the difference here. See if you can still target your inhalation into the same place you were breathing into on the other side. Maybe you can access more space, access more of those intercostal spaces with your breath. One last breath. And my friends, you can come back up into seated. And you guys are done. Well done, everybody. Great job. So you should, I don't know about you, but you should feel quite a nice bit of spinal awareness